I didn't want to do another follow-up video on the Mike Tyson Jake Paul situation. I planned on talking about it briefly on Review of the Week, as well as the rest of the card, and maybe talking about this, that, and the other. If Tyson does want to have one more fight, maybe John Fury be an option. But Mike Tyson released a statement on X, and you may remember that the original date for this fight, I believe, was July. I think it was July the 11th, thereabouts. And the fight got pulled a couple of weeks beforehand, maybe a month thereabouts. But it got pulled, and and there wasn't an immediate announcement on the follow up date. So I was kind of hopeful at the time that maybe this farce, which is what it is, and it turned out to be that. Maybe this whole farce it's fallen before it was ever able to walk. That's what I was hoping. I was thinking, okay, this is good. It's not going to gain any steam, any traction. It will have been announced. Tyson pulls out, and that's it. That's what I thought would happen. No, they obviously went and they did it in November, and we all saw what happened, right? So Tyson released this statement. Now, before I read the statement, they made they didn't even try and hide the fact that it was a health reason, which is why Mike Tyson had to pull out. They were even saying that on commentary and everything. So there was no kind of sugarcoating at Mike Tyson. He pulled out health reasons. Fair enough. We didn't know the extent of the health reason. Now he's released it here. He's told us exactly what went wrong. And also, I just want to say, he shouldn't have been sanctioned for this fight. The Texas Athletic Commission, who I will be having words about in this video, make no mistake about that, they shouldn't have sanctioned this fight regardless of health issues or not. The man's 58 years old. Shouldn't have happened. But when you read, or when you hear what I'm about to say here, I'll read it, right? Mike Tyson, this is what he says here. This is one of those situations when you lost but still won. I'm grateful for last night. No regrets to get in the ring one last time. Keep it one last time now, please. I almost died in June. Had 8 blood transfusions. Lost half my blood and 25 pounds in hospital and had to fight to get healthy to fight, so I won. To have my children see me stand toe-to-toe and finish 8 rounds with a talented fighter half my age in front of a packed Dallas Cowboys stadium is an experience that no man has the right to ask for. Thank you. I'm just going to read the middle statement again. I almost died in June, had eight blood transfusions, lost half my blood, 25 pounds in hospital, and had to fight to get healthy to fight. And he still got sanctioned to fight by the Texas Athletic Commission? What the hell? How can... Right, the fact they sanctioned him in general is an eyebrow raiser. Surely Mike Tyson would have had to, give medical records and stuff like that. Surely if they pulled out, they want to know why you pulled out on top of the commission. And if they knew that he had 8 blood transfusions, lost half of his blood and 25 pounds in weight in hospital, and then had to just fight to get healthy so he could actually be there on fight night in general. And when I say get healthy, like, he literally fought to be, a one-legged man, walking around the ring in there with a guy who didn't want to do anything. And they still let this fight happen? This is just madness. How? The British Boxing Board of Control are certainly not perfect. Certainly not. But when it comes to fighter safety, when it comes to anything like that, the British Boxing Board of Control are right up there with some of the best in boxing. I mean, if there's even so much as the slightest hint of anything on those fighters' brain scans, boom. You see fighters who, they say, like, oh, well, the board won't sanction because of this, that, and the other. And it's good in a way that they won't, because, they risk serious injury. The British Boxing Board of Control don't mess around when it comes to fighter safety. They don't mess around when it comes to, some of the medical examinations, stuff like that. Could you imagine? The board wouldn't sanction Mike Tyson anyway, but could you imagine if they did, and then they found out about this? They would pull that fight instantly. Instantly. And I'd say, obviously, when you're in America, it's 50 states, so each state has their own sanctioning committee or their own athletic commission. Because the athletic commission, as far as I'm aware, in all the states, it's not necessarily just boxing. if you go back to New York, right? So that used to be, in fact, actually one of their titles. I think the heavyweight title used to be called the New York State Electric Commission title, or one of the titles was anyway. They used to do boxing. They actually did wrestling. They commissioned a lot of things. It's not just primarily for boxing. So each commission, each state has their own commission, and obviously some are, I'm going to say more competent is probably the right word than the other, or some have a lot more integrity than the others, because I don't know how any commission in the world, much less in a place like Texas in America, would allow a man 58 years old coming off the back of what he's just said. I mean, according to him, he nearly died. I mean, how can you sanction a fighter who nearly died in June? It's not even been 6 months yet. That's just wrong. I'm sorry, I don't care. That's just wrong. How? Like, we need to seriously ask serious questions of this Texas State Athletic Commission. 110,000,000%. That can't be allowed. And why is it that fighters like Conor Ben, Dylan White have a Texas license as opposed to a British license? Why is that? Do Texas just not care? I mean, I've never been to the States, I've heard stories, but do they just not give a damn? Oh, you failed the PED test, have a license. Oh, you nearly died a couple of months ago and you want to fight? What's the worst that can happen? Oh, I wonder. Oh, I do ever so wonder what's the worst that can happen. Let's wait and see. So yeah, I didn't want to do another video on this, but that really caught me off guard. So as if this wasn't bad enough, as if last night wasn't bad enough, there you go. Have a look at that. Go on Mike Tyson's X account, have a read yourself. I can't believe that. And again, look, I'm not going to have too much of a go at Mike Tyson, but that commission, serious questions need to be asked. Serious questions, 100%. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button if you could, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll talk to you in a bit. Peace.